Would you rather fight 100 chickens every morning before work or one lion once a year? Those chickens can be so annoying. They pursue me. I used to be so scared of them, especially the ones that would have children. No, I imagine 100 of them attacking you at once. Your life is over. A lion once in a year. If I die, I die. 10 years ago, my wife told me she was traveling to Abuja to visit her sister. That was the last time I saw her. We didn't fight. There was no argument, no warning. She just vanished. She left behind 3 children. The youngest barely a year and 6 months old. I waited days, then weeks, hoping to hear something, a message, a reason, anything. Then I found out from one of her colleagues that she didn't just leave the city, she left the country. Her parents knew, her siblings knew, they all kept quiet. She abandoned her home, her marriage, and her own children without a single word. That day, I became both father and mother overnight, and let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I bathed them, fed them, paid their school fees, stayed up through the night when they were sick, cried silently when the weight became too much. I carried the burden alone, not because I was strong, but because I had no choice. I know some people like to throw away the phrase gender roles, but tell me, what role does a father play when he has to do it all? What role does pain play when there is no one to share it with? Fast forward to April this year, she came back. Not to apologize, not to explain, not to even reconnect. She came to take the children. She said she wants to move them abroad, just like that. I said no. Now I'm being called wicked, selfish. They say I'm standing in the way of my children's future.
I got married at the age of 24. Before the wedding, I went to the hospital to do fertility test. My fiancé then, now my husband, accompanied me. My results came back perfectly fine. The doctors then asked if my fiancé had done any fertility test before, and I said no. They suggested he do one too. A few weeks later, we got his results. He was diagnosed with azoospermia, a rare fertility condition where no sperm is present. It was shocking, but I loved him deeply and I believed in our future together. I felt he was special and didn't think I would find that kind of connection again. So, despite the news, I married him. He later convinced me to relocate to the UK, saying it would help with his condition. I never wanted to leave Nigeria, but I agreed, hoping we would find a solution. I started working and contributing to house rent, but my marriage hadn't even lasted a year when I experienced physical abuse.
So last December, my friend begged me to lend her a gown I'd never even worn before to a birthday party. Brand new, still had the tag on it. I hesitated because I knew how she is with returning things, but she promised to bring it back in 2 days. 2 weeks passed, no sign of the dress. One evening, I was scrolling through Instagram when I saw my exact gown on another babe's page. Guess what? It wasn't my friend wearing it. I confronted her and she just laughed, saying, "Oh, I gave it to my cousin for a photo shoot. She might have misplaced it, sha." Misplaced? A gown I've never even worn. I told her to at least give me money to buy another one since she couldn't return it. She started forming anger, saying I was making noise over ordinary clothes. Then an argument ensued. By next week, she had blocked me on WhatsApp. It was a mutual friend that later told me her cousin borrowed the dress to attend a wedding. It got stained with blood from her period. Instead of returning it, they dumped it somewhere because apparently they were too embarrassed to say. The most annoying part of it is that she posted "real friends don't fight over material things" on her Instagram story. I was stunned. No proper apology whatsoever. That was the moment I realized some friendships are not worth it. For 12 years, I watched my sister Ruth cry herself to sleep because she was childless. I was her anchor through those days. Ruth would call me late in the night, sobbing so hard that I could barely make out her words. "Brother, why me? Why can't I carry my own child? What did I do wrong?" I would drive over to her place, sit beside her on the kitchen floor and let her cry into my shoulder until dawn. I watched her fight silently through endless doctor's visits, spiritual consultations, midnight prayers and expensive procedures that only drained their savings. Her husband, Tade, stood by her. Although he was hopeful and supportive, I could even tell he was growing tired. So by the 12th year, they finally decided to adopt, it felt like breathing again after drowning. I helped them with the adoption process through a friend that works at an orphanage. It was seamless, and within a month, little Daniel, who was 2 years at the time, came into their lives like light pouring into a cracked wall. I remember how Ruth called me one day and said, "Brother, he smiled at me today and called me mommy. Can you believe it? I'm a mother." I smiled through tears. She dressed him in the finest clothes, threw the grandest third birthday party, and told everyone this boy gave me a reason to live. Then 3 years later, she got pregnant. Her joy was unspeakable. The long-awaited miracle had come. 9 months passed and she delivered a baby boy. Then Daniel's trouble started.
We lost everything. What part of my life is still free? But I won't lie, I think my family and friends, I hold them more dear. I think one thing I realized is that I'm not very attached to material things, because like I always feel that things come and they go, right? So I think I'll still hold on to the memories of my friends and family.
If I'm losing all my resources, but I still have my health, I still have my brain, that's all I need to start afresh. And then I have my family and my friends who would probably like hold me up at the time that I'm down, you know. So if I can find those friends that could hold me up, and I would always be able to like bounce back.